nursingschoolandbeyond.com, and I'm here to do a video today about being a CNA or becoming a CNA and clarifying the role and actually my CNA story so that you can get an idea if being a CNA is something that you can handle. Being a CNA or becoming a CNA is probably one of the most foundational pieces of becoming a nurse. As a CNA, you're a certified nursing assistant. So you are responsible, I should say, for the direct patient care that involves the cleaning, the bathing, toileting patients, changing patients that are incontinent, that they wear diapers. So it's not a glamorous job. And needless to say, it's a hard job. It's a very physically demanding job, and you have to really be prepared for a lot of the slings and arrows of being a CNA. I became a CNA at around, this is about December 2013. I had been working at my nursing home for about, about a year. And I was an activities assistant. And then I actually became a CNA the December of 2013. I finished my class. It's very low entry. And I actually got into the CNA program that I got into because there was a federal grant and they were looking for more healthcare workers to come into the entry-level positions in the profession because it's a high turnover rate with CNAs. I won't lie to you, it's a hard job and not many people want to do it. You're dealing with urine, feces, bodily fluids. It's not glamorous by any means, but you're exposed to so much. And as an aspiring nurse, you are going to have to deal with this, and it really primes you for the profession and what you're going to be dealing with in terms of your patients, because a lot of your patients are going to be elderly. We have an aging population, so that's just the reality of it. But getting back to when I became a CNA, I knew that I wanted to become a nurse, and I knew that I needed to take that step. So once I finished with the class, I just transitioned into that position. One of the things that you need to remember is that becoming a CNA is very easy. It's very easy, and the cost of the course usually runs about between, I want to say it's $1,100 or maybe $1,400. It just depends on your program and who offers it and how long. Mine was for about 12 weeks, and it's a 96-hour course, and I went for 8 hours a day. So I went from September to December, and I did 1 day a week, 8 to 4:30. However they break up the 96 hours, some CNA courses will have you go for 2 weeks straight, some will have you go 2 days a week, 1 day a week. It just depends on that program and their availability. But the cost of the program is very minimal compared to other certifications that you would get, So I think about $1,100 is how much my program costs. But I went through a grant program from the federal government, and they paid for everything. They paid for my uniforms, they paid for my books, my CNA kits, my uniforms, everything. So look into your community colleges career development. Sometimes they have business development centers at your community college, or they might have the lifelong learning, they may call it. There's different, every community college has a different title for their continuing education or their career development sector of their college. But they offered many different certification courses. They had patient care associate class, they had home health aid class, they have stuff on if you want to become an electrician or a plumber. So your community college is really a gold mine of resources that will help you get into these different courses. Excuse me. I'm really having a hard time speaking today. So please don't just be patient with me. But anyway, as a CNA, here's pretty much what it's going to be like. you know that as a CNA, you're limited to where you can work. You're just probably going to be in the long-term care facility, a nursing home. You're going to be working with elderly people that can't, that really need assistance. I want to put everything into proper context because my experience as a CNA was good and it was bad. It was good because I formed so many connections and relationships with fellow CNAs, fellow nurses, residents, their families. But it was bad because the management was poor. Because there's such a high turnover rate with CNA, you're going to be faced with working these long shifts, 8-hour shifts. But when you have to take care of 12 or 15 patients that can't walk and that need you to help them, and you don't have the staff there to help, when you have 60 patients on a floor and you only have 4 CNAs, that is a lot. That's a lot. When you have, 15 patients to get out of bed, most of whom can't get out of bed on their own. They can't walk. You may have some that, may have light assistance or require light assistance, or, they may not require too much effort to physically, get out of bed. But the reality is that you're going to be getting them ready with just yourself most of the time, unless you're really, good friends with your staff, your fellow CNAs, and they'll be like, I'll help you. But most of the time, they're busy getting their patients ready, and it's just, you just kind of have to go with it. I encourage a lot of people to do the CNA because it's I call it paying your dues, because it's like a rite of passage to me. You have to really be exposed to what nursing is. And I looked at CNA work as an opportunity to immerse myself into the nursing field, and to really see what I was made of, because this is the same stuff. You're gonna have to deal with similar stuff if you decide to move on from a nursing home and work in a hospital, because it's bedside nursing. Bedside nursing is very intense. But I feel like I'm rambling. So becoming a CNA, like I said, the classes don't cost that much. It's a short certification that you can get. It is hard work. It's hard work, and you're gonna have to bust your butt. But your CNA is your stepping stone career. You don't want to stay there because A, you're not going to be able to make enough money to support yourself long term, and B, you don't want to physically exhaust your body from the hard work that once you actually get to a career in nursing or wherever else you go into the medical field, that you just feel like you can't do it anymore. This is strictly a stepping stone career. It's meant for you to get in, get the experience, and use that to catapult you into a different position and to move on. But again, like a nursing assistant is, you're taking care of the patients. When you're in a long-term care facility, the nurses there are probably, some of them will help you. I won't badmouth them, but a lot of the nurses, there's an unspoken culture that a lot of the nurses don't want to help. They don't want to help toilet a patient. They don't want to pass out ice water. They just want to pass out their medicines and do their charting, and that's it. They don't want to really be bothered with any of the physical stuff. I mean, they have to do like wound dressing changes and things like that. But other than that, I really didn't have a lot of the nurses help me. I had maybe 2 or 3 that they were really good nurses, and they were younger nurses. Go figure. The older nurses were kind of set in their ways, and they were like, I ain't doing it. Nope. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this video off. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. I might do a part 2. So I'll see you on the next video. Bye.